Anthony does episodes for Archival Adventures, and I have such trouble keeping track of what episode I'm on. We're just not doing it.
Well, the problem, of course, is there was a rogue episode that happened last week without either of us. So, like, do we count that, or is that like a secret episode? Is
I
that
mean,
like
it's
a
fine. Is it
three
like a
A?
2.5 or whatever? Nah, I just don't want to keep track of them. I definitely, over the course of doing ethereal world building, have done the same number. I did the same number like 3 times in a row.
You're
'Cause
like,
I
it's episode 3. It's episode 3. It's episode 3.
I mean, it was like episode 21 or something. I was well into it by that point, but I did definitely like go back and check my notes, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's 3 episode 21s." It was a trilogy, I guess. Um,
A multi-part.
right. So this is all aboard. This is a show that we do where we recreate historic board games that are part of the collection here at Virginia Tech,
Yay!
specifically special collections. And we're gonna play it when we're done.
We'll
Um,
get there eventually. That'll be like episode 20.
who know? I better not take that long.
We got a long way to go.
I mean, I think once the image is done, I think I'll probably be done with this 3D modeling today. So I mean, at that point, we need to have an episode where we put it all together and then play. It's just the image that's really painstaking. I guess we should introduce ourselves. I'm Jonathan Bradley. I am the assistant director for learning environments and innovative technologies here at the University Libraries.
And I'm Kira Dietz. I'm the assistant director of special collections and university archives.
Joining
We
us
got
through the magic of audio only. Actually,
Yeah.
Discord. Magic of Discord.
Of course, like I said, the fun part is it's Halloween and I'm dressed up and you're not, but no one can see me.
Yep. It would be much more interesting if the camera was on you. Uh, and we're also going to be joined by Alice later. She's going to work on, I think she's going to work on finishing editing the image. I say finishing, but continuing to edit the image. I don't know how long that will take. Our original goal had been like half the screen would be me working and half the screen would be Alice working.
Ooh.
But she has Halloween stuff to deal with, so it's just going to be my part of the screen. She's just going to work, I guess, invisibly off to the side. But yeah, so 3D modeling stuff and Cocoa tins.
I was gonna say I'm really excited about this image search that you have up.
Yeah, Van Houten Cocoa tin. So from my understanding, I have not been able to verify this, and honestly, I've not been able to find an actual original token from this game. Kira, if you have seen a picture of one, or I assume you don't have one because you didn't show us one when we went through the
We
board
do
game.
not have one. All we have is the board itself.
Yeah.
We have no tokens. I do not know what they were supposed to look like. If I had to guess, some of your image search here, maybe they look like little cans of cocoa.
Yeah.
Because that would have been what it came in. And then yeah, so I don't have a good idea either. I have not seen a complete version of this game.
Yeah, so I read a reference. I didn't see a picture, but I read a reference at one point in time that said you had Cocoa tins. But I'm also very suspicious that the game never had tokens, because I saw online at one point in time another really good version of this board game. Actually in a lot better condition than ours was in, like almost pristine. Huh?
I said I'm not surprised that someone has one in better condition than ours.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost in like pristine condition, but it also, there was no pictures of any tokens with it. So I'm like, if this one was basically like brand new and it doesn't have tokens with it, I'm suspicious that this was a situation in which you just grabbed some shiny rocks or something and used them as
Sugar cubes.
Yeah, like whatever. I mean, who knows what, but I've decided, since I saw a reference, whether it was true or not, or just some stuff somebody made up, that we're going to use Cocoa tins.
We also probably need to just, well, if we're going to play this sooner rather than later, what we actually have to do is work on translating the rules from French to English, and that may clue us in.
Oh, I mean, I've already read the rules. So the game is based on Golden Goose, which is was just a normal board game back then, apparently. And the rules are, you roll a dice and you move that many, and whoever gets to the center first wins. Like it's not a complicated game whatsoever. If you land on the poison markers, then you go back to the beginning. And if you land on the cocoa markers, I think you roll again, maybe was how that worked.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but basically you just roll and move that many spaces. Yeah, game
Oh,
of the goose. There you go.
game of the goose or goose game.
Or goose game. That's what this is apparently based on. It's just
That
like
makes sense.
it's like Doctor Who Monopoly. You're playing Monopoly. It just got a little sponsorship over top of it. A little layer of
Mm,
sponsorship.
Little Van Houten Cocoa sponsorship.
Right. I mean, at least in the case of Doctor Who Monopoly, um, the sponsorship is like fun. This is capitalism at work. But
I mean, do we need to get into the Virginia Tech board game Monopoly version?
oh, I should bring that in and show it on air one
You
time.
should. You should.
I have a
If you did
really
not know, watchers and listeners, there is in fact a Virginia Tech version of Monopoly.
yeah. There's one for about most major universities. I think I don't know who did that partnership, but I've seen them for some other major universities as well. Oh yeah, I didn't turn on closed captioning. Let's see if it works this time. It was being a little, yeah, there it goes. Nice. It was being a little finicky last time, but I've seen it for some other major universities. They also have a more up-to-date version of Virginia Tech Monopoly that I saw. The one I have is real old. I'm pretty sure it said it was minted in like sometime in the 70s. But it's very fascinating because it has a historical value. The locations are customized to Blacksburg, Virginia. And so it has things on there that existed in Blacksburg when the board game was made. And so you can go through it and sort of see some things that like still exist, like Carol E. Donuts.
Yeah.
And other things that I've never heard of, but Kira probably has because she works in special collections.
And I know a lot of random stuff about the history of this area.
Right. But that would be a fun thing to do.
It also occurs to me that as I sit here in my office in my steampunk costume, that I am dressed appropriately for the game we are working on today.
Yeah,
I'm like
period
stepping right
appropriate.
out of the late 19th century.
Right, period appropriate attire. All right, I guess we should get to work. We can continue to vamp as we go. So, cocoa tins. There's a whole lot of designs here, but they all basically are the same thing. They're a cylinder, except for this guy who's more of a box shape, rectangular box shape. But we'll make a cylinder. We might make a box one too. Why not? Who knows?
My guess is these were probably collectibles too. Like a lot of weird things like this in this time period would have been like collectibles. Like, ooh, different cocoa tins with different patterns. Gotta catch them all, like Pokemon.
Gotta catch all the cocoa tins. I mean,
catch all the cocoa tins.
I did, when I was reading about this game, read a thing that said that Van Houten was known for their cocoa tins.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means they were just like the coolest of the cocoa tins, or I don't know, they had sharp edges and so they cut you. Like, I mean, known for your cocoa tins could mean a lot of things.
Well, you can see like some of the ones you have on in this image search are very like sort of stylized for the time period that they came from. So they like match the art style of like that one of whatever era, So that's probably what, in that sense they would have been known for, like, oh, we're going to match the art style, or like somehow use this to our advantage in how we advertise. But I wonder, I'm going to have to dig into this. Were they collectibles? Because like that was definitely a thing. Like Jello pamphlets in the 19 teens and 20s came out with all these fancy different covers and essentially series, because they were like, we want people to collect these things with fancy art or weird pictures of people eating gelatin on them.
Yeah. So, I mean, we could, so I'm bringing up Fusion 360. We could be like super lazy and just do this if we wanted to and be like, oh, here's that. Look, we've got a cocoa tin. We'll just drag this up. Bam, we're done. That's not fun.
Wow.
that's
impressive though.
That's how you be like super lazy about it. What I want to draw attention to are two things. These are going to be really small because they're going to be little player like token pieces, but we should still take a little bit more effort. This is to like learn a little bit of CAD modeling and whatnot. Not
We
just
don't do cylinders the lazy way here on Olive Board.
no, we put way too much effort into cylinders here. So what I want to capture is this kind of this profile here. So there's like flared a little bit at the bottom, straight edge, and then this little like lip, like there's an actual lid on it. I like that. So we'll do that, and that will be fun. And we also might like punch their logo into it, which I think would be like emboss it on there. I noticed I was looking down through here. Now I can't find it. Oh, no, not that one. They have one like slogan and logo that keeps showing up. Oh yeah, here it is. I got a different version of it. Oh, down here's the one I actually downloaded. So Van Houten's Cocoa, best and goes for farthest. A cocoa you can enjoy. So this seems to be
you can
versus
take it further from home with no consequences.
well, and also it's like you can't enjoy all those other cocos. I don't know why you're drinking all this like garbage cocoa. Get over here and get you some Van Houten's.
I wonder if it was goes farthest. I wonder if it was trying to tout itself as having like a more intense chocolate flavor, like you need less of it.
Oh, I'm
to
sure that's
go,
probably what it was trying to say.
like, yeah,
is
you
like
just need less of it because it's got more punch to it.
you get more out of the can. Wow,
Yeah.
look at this one. That one's old.
That is, yeah.
Ugh.
Pure soluble cocoa, ooh, as opposed to
Insoluble cocoa.
I'm glad it's soluble.
Right.
Hi, Alice.
Oh, look,
Hi.
they got a little indentation on the top too. Maybe we'll do that too. It'll be fun. Hey,
Yeah.
Alice.
Jonathan, this is just a request from a fan of the show.
We have fans. You liar.
Yeah. Just
Hey, they
to
keep
just
watching. Don't say that.
yeah, the fans are watching. Who
Oh,
you know, you might consider putting on some headphones, which will reduce some of the echo of like the audio that's not Kira or not you.
I don't have any headphones. I'll just turn
don't
y'all
know-
down.
Are you serious?
The irony of Jonathan not having headphones. Not
Listen.
lost on me.
I'm gonna message Adam real fast.
I mean, I don't know what to say. I haven't needed them. I mean, I could get headphones. I could run down to one of the studios and grab them.
I'm
but-
gonna have Adam bring you some.
Ooh, headphone delivery. Nice. All right. So we are going to do, and so instead of making a just a cylinder using a circle, we're gonna do a revolve and make a little pattern here. So actually, before we do that too, I'm actually gonna make things even better. Let's pin this to our toolbar. Nope, not plastic. That's not what we're looking for. Sketch is what we're looking for. Change our parameters. Let's set some parameters so we make this so we can adjust it later. So we're gonna have the height. I don't know. We're gonna say 25 millimeters. Seems good. We're also gonna have the radius.
I assume we have already looked at models and are considering.
Nope, I'm eyeballing it.
Okay, never mind.
We know Jonathan knows what he wants the finished product to look like. I'm now distracted reading about the history of Game of the Goose, which is fascinating.
Tell us.
So,
Not that we want to interrupt Jonathan's fun in.
well, according to one hypothesis, this game was invented by the Knights Templar.
what?
So that's a fun fact. The earliest recorded mention of this game was in a book of sermons from 1480.
What?
This sounds
Yeah.
like a conspiracy theory that you're.
I'm
It was made by the Knights Templar
so
and was
potentially,
hidden
yes.
by the Catholic Church or something like that's where. This is like an Assassin's Creed situation.
Many themed versions of the game have been created, depicting topics as diverse as ice skating, Richard Nixon, and sewage pumps. Those are
What?
the examples we've been given.
Ew.
Sewage pumps.
Yeah. You know, or Richard Nixon.
I like 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 if we were looking at bottom tier things, you know, like
Oh, I have someone
uh
knocking on my door.
oh,
I'm
fancy. I
gonna
wonder.
Special delivery.
I'm gonna mute. I don't know.
You don't. I mean, I
I'll
don't know
show
if Adam cares.
Oh, I should have delivered cookies to Jonathan while he's on stream, so I
And then
could
you
have
could have showed off your
and I could have
costume.
popped in my costume. Which before you got here, Alice, we were discussing. It occurred to me that I am dressed period appropriate for today's stream.
Oh, that's true. I love that.
But no one
I'm-
knows it.
I know. I'm dressed up as a Jedi, but only the people in the library do.
I was very excited early when I came into work because it's Halloween. I'm going to talk about this. I was worried. I was like, did I pick the wrong day to dress up because no one else seems to be wearing
No.
costume? But then earlier I went upstairs to drop off some Halloween themed cookies that I made with someone, and I saw someone dressed as Waldo, and I was like, there he is. I've
Oh,
done
that's
it.
so good. Yeah, one of our staff at the desk had on like a fun Halloween sweater. And there was someone wearing a fun Halloween sweater with like the ski mask face on it, who was also wearing a ski mask, and I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like it felt very festive. Like
We
ugly
had-
Christmas sweaters for Halloween.
We had a few people I know working in the library who were dressed up. Some people had some quite clever ideas. So,
I felt
yay!
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to dress up, fun to celebrate. Normally celebrate a little bit more, but this year we have game night coming up on Thursday.
Which we said we were going to
Thursday.
talk about on stream. Yay!
Thursday from 5:30 until 9. And if you just want to hang out afterwards, you know, we could probably make that work too.
I mean, we're not going to kick you out of the library because it's open overnight. It's just
Yeah.
we're not necessarily going to stay here all night.
Yeah. You can you actually you can't like, you know, you don't have to go home and you can stay here, just maybe not the specific spaces.
I like that we're watching Jonathan problem solve in real time.
Yeah,
It's
so
great.
I'm doing this because I also, by the way, is the sound better?
Let me check. I haven't checked the real stream.
Oh, but now we're not saying anything, so
Yeah,
that's not
I
going to
know.
help.
Now it's super quiet.
Yeah,
So
Kira, say things because I'm gonna be
I am saying things.
okay.
I'll talk about while Jonathan's problem solving. So yes, game night is on Thursday night. If you want to join us here in the library, we're going to have board games. What? Shocking, I know. And TTRPG stuff. We're gonna have some couple of different games that you can join and play. One run by me, one run by Jonathan in different time slots, and we're gonna have some stuff relating to Alice and I are going to do a thing talking about how to run a one shot for, you know, not just Twitch streams, although if you want to run them on Twitch streams, that's your business. And then what's the other workshop, Alice? The one that you and Nathaniel are doing?
Oh,
Or
it's more
doing
of like it's not
Bear
even really a workshop. When you come in, we will have a sort of expo hall kind of setup of resources where you can pick up
yes.
some all kinds of different things. We'll have like stuff on different TTRPGs you can play, some accessibility tools, which are like very, we'll have some made up some player guides for choosing what you want to do in combat and during non-combat times in D&D 5e. We'll have a safety mechanics. Did I say that yet? Set up talking about, you know, what you want to think about like before you play to make sure that everybody has a good time. And yeah, I think maybe some other stuff, some inclusion stuff.
Yeah.
As
and
well.
we're going to have video games. That's a new
yes.
addition. We're
New
really excited
addition.
to be in person for game night, which has not happened in a while. And we're going to have snacks, of course. So
Yeah.
all kinds of fun stuff.
Yes, we are very excited. So excited. Yeah, I am excited.
And Jonathan and I were discussing before stream that we were going to talk about game night on stream and fully admit that both of us are GMing and neither of us have exactly worked out what we're doing.
I mean, I generally know what I'm doing, but
yeah, I mean, I wrote my description. I know what Honey Heist is going to be about. I just, you know.
And that's the joy of GMing one shots that like I don't know, you can like, you know, stuff can go a little off the rails. It doesn't have to be
A
all.
little. I'm running a honey heist.
Yeah, I mean,
a little off the rails is not a thing that
Honey
happens.
Heist has no rails.
They're
That's
there
not
for like
entirely
the
true.
first 3 minutes, and then you abandon them completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Jonathan, of course, is running a Dread game.
So exciting. Yeah, what happens if all of your characters live, Jonathan?
I don't know. They all live, I guess.
You've been there, done that.
They don't have to like die. That's not like a rule in Dread. It's just a very good chance they will.
Yeah. Oh man, for whatever reason that reminded me of the new Jackbox 9 game. I guess like because they kick so there's a new in the new Jackbox 9, there's a thing where you play like a that's like a reality show, like a Big Brother style reality show where everybody is pretending to be a contestant on the reality show in the house and you vote people off. But the second you vote someone off, they like there's a knock at the door and it's like the same person but with a slightly different name.
Oh, it's
like
it's like the old sibling mechanic in D&D.
It's like, yes, exactly. So it's like, oh, you voted off Kira. Oh, sad to see her go. Wait, who's that at the door? Oh, it's Kiro. Hi, Kiro. It's very funny. Sorry, my dogs are both here. If you're hearing dog sound effects.
Mm. All right, so what's Jonathan doing now that we've talked about game night? For now, we should get back to the task
Yeah, we
at
should
hand
the
momentarily.
Fusion 360 times.
Yeah, I'm just making a 10. I'm gonna round this off. It's really weird for me, I'm gonna be honest, wearing these headphones because my own voice sounds really muffled, which kind of freaks me out a little bit. I'm
We
like,
can
what happened to my voice?
at some point we can make an adjustment so you have monitoring, like live monitoring of your voice. Which will help you. I'm sorry if are my dogs making lots of noises you can hear?
I definitely just heard one of your dogs, but that was the first time I did.
Okay. Gaspo growled very loudly at Bristol, and Bristol is hoping for snacks because I do have them here for bribery.
I wish I had snacks.
I want snacks, but they are only dog snacks.
Yeah, probably don't want those.
Yeah, they do not seem appetizing. It's okay. You're okay.
All right. Do I have any fun? I'm looking to see if I have more fun. So, Game of the Goose is a board game with 2 or more players move pieces around a track by rolling 1 or 2 dice, which lines up with what we have assessed so far. Because when you look at the board game, the kids are all sitting around in the middle drinking their Van Houten cocoa, and they have dice on the board, so that makes some sense. The aim of the game is to reach square 63 before any of the other players while avoiding obstacles, which apparently can be created. Like there's different kinds of obstacles, and it may depend on what the framework for the game is. So like the game of the goose is like goose.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Richard Nixon, it's like Watergate, right? And
I don't know. I have to find the Nixon one. Like
I really want to now. I like want to know.
Oh wait, so I guess I missed out on the conversation, which is a Richard Nixon version of this game, because I just heard like the Richard Nixon. I was like, huh?
Yeah, I said earlier, many themed versions of the game have been created depicting topics as diverse as ice skating, Richard Nixon, and sewage pumps.
I also got really distracted because I think I'm hearing Alice's dog, and it sounds like it's talking.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
is your dog Scooby Doo?
She does have like some Scooby Doo-esque like vocalizations. She does. Yeah, that is definitely.
Guys, I don't want to get anyone too excited, but there is like a downloadable Game of the Goose template, so we could make our own themed Game of the Goose games at game night.
Snap.
That sounds like something we could add to the craft room if we printed up a few copies.
By the way, there's going to be a craft room at game night as well, which I forgot to mention.
Yeah, if I had fun times, I'm gonna look up Game of the Goose Richard Nixon now.
Yeah, I just looked up Game of the Goose as an image search. I didn't get as far as looking for the Nixon one specifically.
I'm seeing that like Richard Nixon quote several times.
There we go. That kind of looks like a 10. Too tall though. Let's go
Ooh.
change.
Yeah, it looks more like a fancy column.
Let's go 15. Oh, nope, that didn't work.
Crystal, we're gonna be quiet and chill.
Let's just make it the radius bigger. Let's go 15 here. Maybe. Nope. I don't know what I just did. All right, so what did I mess up?
There's some versions of Game of Goose where they, rather than being like an ellipsis or a circle or vaguely square shaped game board, it's pieces on a goose. I mean, it must have a track, but it's like a goose shaped game, not just.
That's a little terrifying. Oh god, this one looks awful. Oh my god. Is that supposed to be a goose? It has teeth. I mean, I know gooses do have geese.
They
geese
do.
do have teeth.
Yeah.
Gooses.
Now. we
Oh,
check.
there might be a game of the goose for your phone.
Fancy.
Is it a pay to win?
I don't know. I don't know yet. We'll
Bonjour the bébé. Baby game.
I was gonna say.
Thoughts on this as a Coco 10?
Ooh.
I like that. I like the
I
little
like-
lines.
Yeah, I like the feet and the lid and the
How'd you make that so fast?
because he's Jonathan.
I've done a lot of 3D modeling.
And
I make a
just
lot of
looking
stuff at
Goose
home.
Games.
Okay.
This really will just take one stream, won't it?
It's really what?
This really will just take one stream, won't it?
Yeah, I mean that's my goal. I feel much more confident in my like Inkscape and CAD modeling skills than I do in my like photo editing skills.
Photo restoration is hard, and it's also like it is a task of diminishing returns too.
Oh, I like this version, which, oh, no, this is an article. Is this an article about the Goose Game?
Sit.
I just found an academic article. The sociable game of the goose.
Is that? I don't know that that's the one I've read.
I don't know. This is from. This is an article from. It's based on a paper that was presented at the Board Game Studies Colloquium in April of 2008. So.
Single scan, brightness cutoff. No. Terrible.
I'm real bummed I can't find a picture of the Nixon Goose Game. Because I really want to know how they like themed that.
Is that speckles?
Speckled geese?
No, just speckles. Smooth corners.
I still like a cocoa you can enjoy, like you can't enjoy other ones.
Yeah. Just this one. This is the only one.
You can
enjoy.
drink the other ones, but you can't enjoy them.
This is like there's I think I've told you about this, Kira. There's a Pittsburgh like public broadcasting documentary called Sandwiches You Will Like.
Is
And
that
that's
an
like
imperative or
that's the whole title, I believe.
like it's you will like them?
Yeah, no, it is. It's like sandwiches you will like. Sandwiches that you will like, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, sandwiches that you will like. It is. You can find it on YouTube. It is wild and like it's from 2002. And it has these very 90s-y vibes though. If you're in the mood for some of those good old 90s vibes.
Mm. Now I'm looking at the article on that because I want to know what sandwiches are in it.
Oh, there's some weird ones.
Oh
There's,
yeah, beef on weck. Yep. Old Western New York State sandwich.
Yep. They have some good ones on there too. Uh, by far the Taylor's Made Right / the loose meat sandwich.
Yeah, the loose meat. Yep.
The loose meat sandwiches.
Yeah, the loose meat. Yeah.
It is
I
a
love that.
sandwich on white. What'd you say?
I love how nonchalantly we say that.
I
Look,
mean,
we talk about food a lot, Jonathan.
I mean,
and
I
Alice and I
understand.
talk about food even more.
I understand that. It's just funny.
it is a loose meat sandwich. It's sort of like a sloppy Joe without the sauce. And
Oh, I may
the
have just come
Taylor,
across
I was gonna say the Taylor Made Right, the one that they feature, doesn't use salt or pepper either.
unflavored, unseasoned
Unseasoned
meat.
beef. Yes.
So
Some people season
here's a
theirs.
sandwich I did not know about because then I went and clicked on the list of American sandwiches. There's
Mhm.
something called a fool's gold loaf, which is a hollowed out loaf of bread filled with 1 jar of creamy peanut butter, 1 jar of grape jelly, and a pound of bacon. Wow,
Uh-huh.
everything went
Wow.
silent. I was like, what?
That's I have so many questions. I mean, I assume this is cooked bacon, correct?
I hope so. Hope it's not raw.
Is it uh, uh um, is it all like mixed together before it is put into the sandwich?
No, it's layered in here. It was a sandwich made by the Colorado Mine Company in Denver, Colorado. It's a single warmed, hollowed out loaf of bread filled with 1 jar of creamy peanut butter, 1 jar of bacon, and 1 jar of
A
grape jelly, and
whole
a pound of
jar.
bacon.
A whole
Well, it's a
jar.
whole loaf of bread, you know.
It's a whole jar though. That
I like that people are like, there's apparently
oh my god.
Elvis really liked this sandwich, and they were like, Elvis obtained the recipe. I'm like, how did he obtain the recipe? It's peanut butter, jelly, and bacon. What recipe is there?
It's a very complicated recipe.
Is it?
Okay, my thing, that is
Oh.
not appropriate peanut butter to jelly ratios. I'm sorry.
Also, you have to cut the loaf open and cover it in margarine and bake it in an oven first. Oh, the bacon is not. The bacon is fried in oil, Alice. Fried
Ew.
in oil.
In oil?
Gross.
Not
out.
what?
I'm
What?
out. I'm out.
It's not. What is happening?
We're learning about the fool's gold loaf. That's what's happening today on stream. I'm putting the link in chat so people can follow my descent into
Madness.
sandwich chaos.
Oh.
I'm looking at the list of American sandwiches on Wikipedia. It is very intriguing.
A deep dive into food history, folks. If you want to know more about food history,
come to my open house that we're having in Special Collections and University Archives on
Yeah.
November 10th.
I was gonna say I forgot the date, and so I was looking it up the email right now. But I figured you might know it off the top of your head, since
I
you
hope
know
so.
you
It's
are
my
running it.
event. I hope I know. I will definitely now be putting out at least a few sandwich publications, because why not? I have some favorites.
Sorry, wait, hold on. Never mind. I'm good.
Okay.
I got distracted. One of these fools in the sandwich. I didn't realize the Sandwich Tribunal was a website. But they had a
I
article.
don't know why you're making stuff up to sound cool.
That definitely sounds like a conspiracy.
I don't understand. It looks like this person made it with whatchamacallit, fluff. Fluff,
Yeah, marshmallow fluff.
Yes, they decided to make a version with marshmallow fluff.
No, that wouldn't be a fool's gold loaf though. That would be fluffernutter with bacon.
I do like they wrote the caption for the photo just says, "Seriously though, if you think you need this in your life, you don't."
That's fair.
I think that's super fair. That's so sorry, I got distracted. Anyway, were we talking more about the open house?
No, we don't have to.
Oh, I thought you were. I thought you were like, I don't know.
I'm definitely gonna pull some sandwich publications for the open house now. I know that much.
I mean, you have to.
I have a favorite publication, which I may or may not get out, but
What's
we'll see.
your
One of my
favorite
favorite. Well,
publication?
this is not my favorite overall. I have a favorite wartime related publication, and this is like a pamphlet from World War II.
Oh.
And it's all about lunches for wartime workers. So it was
Ooh.
designed to be nutrient packed food on a ration meals for primarily factory workers, given
Mhm.
the wartime. And like there's this lovely chart in the middle that's like it's like laying out your lunches for a month, and so it has all these different like here's what your sandwich fillings would be and your soup and your whatever, and then but it's like for a whole month, and then the recipes are all in the pamphlet for
Interesting.
the sandwiches and the fillings, and then for some of the other items, not everything, because some of it's I guess obvious or not, but yeah.
But I'm gonna ask y'all
Because
this.
it has a great tagline on it. Speaking about cocoa taglines, but it's like the tagline for the menu page is "Lunch is a man or a woman can work on."
Wow.
Yeah.
That didn't
Okay.
sound sexist at all. The question I have for you
No.
is the worst decision, like the worst part about being an adult to y'all, deciding what to eat for dinner every night?
Yes.
The
Okay.
worst part about being an adult?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not the absolute worst, but like, I love to cook, but I hate making decisions, and I hate meal planning. I just want the
I
food
hate
to
meal
be
planning.
there that
Yeah,
I
meal
want to
planning's the
cook.
worst. Actually, I think the worst is grocery shopping.
Mm.
No,
Hot
I don't have
take.
a problem with that. I
I don't
just don't
enjoy
want to have to
grocery
meal plan.
shopping.
I just wish I could open my fridge and whatever I wanted to cook that night would be there. That would make my life a lot easier.
I mean, that sounds like you don't like grocery shopping, though, if you want it to be in your fridge automatically.
No, that's not true. I just don't want to grocery shop like all the time because I don't want to meal plan and organize. I just want to be like, this is what I want to make now. But then if I don't have what I need to make, then
See,
very
yeah, I mean,
sad.
I will say, like, part of the thing that I don't like about grocery shopping is the, like, being in the store, like, deciding what I am making in that process, like, based off of what is available, you know?
You know you can pay Kroger to just deliver your food now.
No, but I still
Yeah.
have to, like, grocery shop in the sense of, like, looking at the items and being like, oh, like, this is on sale, this is, like, on budget, like, this is, you know...
Nah, I get
It's
it.
the whole process. It's not even just like going to the store is not that bad. And like I don't mind picking out produce and stuff. It's just the like
I
the
have
whole
a
act
thought.
of it.
Can we combine actual gameplay of this game that we're recreating with a cocoa tasting?
I
Yeah.
thought we were definitely doing
Yeah,
that. I
we
thought
should-
that
I didn't know
was
if we were doing like
already
a cocoa tasting or if we were just going to drink cocoa, but we need to do a tasting, like a
true
side by
tasting.
side comparison, like of cocos.
I think
See
that would
if
make it more fun.
to see if it truly is the one that goes furthest.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to see, like, I think we'll have to rate them on enjoyability to see if it is the one you can enjoy.
I'm good with that. Let's test this. Have y'all ever seen Project Farm?
No.
No.
It's a YouTube channel where a guy he buys, it's mostly tools, so I'm not necessarily surprised because it's kind of niche, but he buys a bunch of tools and then like tests them all under these like very scientific criteria, makes like lots of measurements and stuff, but he ends up just breaking most of the tools in the process of testing them. But he has a lot of sayings like, we're going to test that. And I really kind of want a shirt that says, we're going to test that.
We're going to test that.
Mhm.
It's kind of like you can pickle that, you know?
But anytime the reason I told you about this was anytime he has like a bold statement that a manufacturer has made, like lasts 2.5 times as long as the competition, he's always like, we're going to test that. So that's what we're going to do with
the
this
one you can
cocoa.
enjoy.
This cocoa. We're going to test that.
We're going to test that. I mean, there's so many cocoa options now.
I mean, I do think there's more than one that you can enjoy. I'm already skeptical.
So many cocos.
Yeah, we will need to get some cocoa.
That will be exciting.
No, no mint cocoa, right?
No. If that's a thing, it can
It is a thing.
It is
it
definitely
can
a
it
thing.
can
Very much
get
a thing.
can get out of here.
I love a good mint cocoa.
Gross.
I specifically did. I was like, no mint cocoa. But
I
there's
used to
so that's
love.
the problem is there's so many flavored cocos too. I think we're gonna have to set some parameters for
I think so. I think
what
like
are we like just going straight milk chocolate
I think we should.
cocoa and then we get multiple brands because otherwise it's gonna get way too complicated. Too
Yeah.
well, I
fast.
think we have to see what the Van Houten's availability is. Like, what type of Van Houten's is like the most basic. Like I think we should try and get like if something has a like classic cocoa. I feel like that's like because sometimes they don't list it as milk chocolate. Let me look up here.
All right. That's pretty good. Wait a minute.
Ooh.
Is this?
Let's
Test
see.
something. Okay.
That's not right. Van Houten hot cocoa. Coming in
Yeah,
hot.
we're gonna have to track it down.
Well, and the thing is, like, a bunch of these have no sugar. Van Houten ones. So you would add your own, I guess, which will make for a different
Back to my
experience.
theory that you play the game with sugar cubes.
You know what? I wouldn't be entirely surprised. Though I guess they'd be more expensive. That'd be a pretty expensive little toy back then. Oh wait, here this one looks. Holy crap, that's expensive.
Yeah, so I'm saying we're gonna have to track this down. It's not widely available.
No. I'll have to see if they have it at our local international food store. They might. They also may be able to source it for us. They're pretty cool about stuff like that. Shout out to oh, I probably can't shout out businesses on here.
I don't think we're supposed to do that.
Fair.
Oh, the logo's gone. Oh, he's doing stuff to it.
Oh, what's happening? What's
I don't
happening
know.
now?
I'm deleting this little background biz because I think it's just going to be in the way. There we go.
Ooh, so fancy.
We'll just call that cocoa.
I don't understand how it goes the farthest.
So we talked about that before you got here. My argument, knowing what I know and knowing that I know enough about food history to be dangerous, but not enough to know everything. My argument is that they're arguing it is their advertisement is that it's a more intense chocolate flavor, and therefore
Yeah.
you use less of it.
That makes sense. And also, if they did sell it unsweetened, it would mean that like you have to buy a sweetener on the side.
Mhm.
But it means that it would go further, right? Like you are like pound for pound, it's not diluted in that way.
Yes. So that's my theory. It's the best and it goes longer. Stretch it out. Make it last.
Oh, wait. I know what I did wrong. Document properties.
Ooh, there's a 2000 Australian novel for children where some kids find a copy of Game of the Goose and get magically transported while playing it. I'm guessing it's not called Jumanji.
Oh.
That was gonna be my joke. You knew it.
No, it's just called the Game of the Goose.
So are we 3D printing these models, by the way?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see this. This is just for funsy.
I was wondering, well, if you were going to print out little labels on sticker paper and stick them on the bottles.
We're not going to hand paint them on stream.
I mean, I was going to emboss it on here first.
Oh, okay.
And then, I don't know, we can paint them or something. That's fine. We could also print little stickers. Either way, I'm just doing stuff.
Yeah, I feel like stickers would read well, quite literally.
There it is. All right.
Are you gonna do ones in different colors for
Yeah.
different players?
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Wait a minute. This is
Oh, the
upside
board
down.
game was also the basis for a game and stunt show in Italy,
A game and
And-
stunt?
and a near identical Spanish version.
What does
Yes,
that
there have
even
been
mean?
2 game shows where they turned this into.
That is wild.
Apparently.
Interesting. Is it like is it like the like Japanese game shows that are like you
I don't
know,
There's
Wipeout?
not enough detail provided here.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm
Oh, wait.
envisioning
Wait, they are talking about the wait. There is an article about the Spanish language one, which appeared. It was produced in Madrid from 1993 to 1995, and again in 1998.
oh, got a reboot.
Oh, in 2021, a new updated version in Mexico had been announced, and an Argentinian version is supposed to be out. But that was last year, and nobody's heard anything.
Yeah, COVID does that.
Okay,
to
so
people.
four adult contestants play a giant board game based on the century-old children's game, Game of the Goose. Contestants earn money with each roll of the dice, and then they use to bet on how well they could perform Hollywood type challenges and stunts.
Hollywood type.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I assume it means like stunts that you'd see in Hollywood, right? Like
I
you
guess.
know, I assume it's it sounds sort of like Wipeout, right? Like it's to my ear.
Oh, it is kind of like that, but it could be.
It's like Wipeout plus a board game.
Yeah, because there were like certain spaces where like if you land on them, like there's in the game, if you land on certain spaces, there are consequences, like it might move you back or something like that. But apparently in the Spanish TV show board game version, you could end up like things with like let's see, what could happen to you. There was a mud pit one where you might be tossed in a mud pit. There was one where if you landed on a space, you might have to eat something unpleasant.
So it's Fear Factor.
It's Fear Factor. Yep.
Mm.
Oh, nothing like landing on an acrylic glass pit filled with sand and boa constrictors.
Yeah, Fear Factor.
Yeah, it sounds much more Fear Factory than Wipeout. We'll say.
Wow.
Sorry for Angry Dog.
I mean, it sounds like Sad Dog.
She
Sad dog.
is. She's very sad. It's the first time she's seen me since Wednesday.
Mm.
So she's sad that I'm not devoting all of my time and attention to her, but she's going to be real sorely upset as I help with trick-or-treaters in a bit here.
Here's a fun question: is Van Houten still in business?
Yes, they definitely
Yeah.
are still producing chocolate and stuff. So like we're not getting like old hot chocolate.
I mean, that's Fear Factor.
Yeah, like drink some hot chocolate from like 1950 and see if you live.
1 millimeter. File plane from object.
Yeah, the company has been around for like 180 years. 1828 was when they first started manufacturing cocoa.
They do have some vintage tins available though too.
Mhm.
That's very fun.
No, not cut. No, we don't want to do that. We want to join.
You can move. Don't give me that face.
Uh-oh.
Dogs.
She's getting
Dogs and
faces.
faces. I'm getting faces. Mostly they're also just hungry. That is also a... My dogs are always hungry. Shout out to all the dog owners out there. And they're hungry dogs.
Ooh. I'm watching this canister spin.
It is very cool. It's weird because
Not embossing.
I was gonna say the letters look like they're inside.
They are. They're on a
Okay.
plane that goes to the center of the
Okay.
tin. But they I told them over here to essentially to emboss, and they're being all complainy.
How long will this print take, do you think?
Oh, like, I mean, it depends on what kind of printer, but like no time. It's tiny. The thing's a little tiny game piece, so.
Feels like we should maybe do them in resin, though, with the level of detail.
Let's go the opposite direction.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's too much embossing.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe right there.
It's coming at you.
It's running away. Is the canister running away?
So let's go negative 0.5. It's a lot to calculate, so my computer's like, hey, give me some time to do some math.
Got some, math is hard.
No, we don't need negative.
I came
Wait,
here
so-
to make tiny cocoa canisters, not do math.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Jonathan, can you explain all of the letter insides that are red? I assume that you're saying go opposite direction times with those.
No, I'm saying don't include those
Oh, okay, I see.
because
No red parts.
No
Yeah.
red parts. Got it. I sort of knew what you were doing, but I thought I'd ask for clarification for the viewers at home, for fans of the show,
Because we have some, as has been determined.
as has been determined. I should be on mod view
I'm gonna do some.
just for fun, just for kicks and giggles. So yeah, I'll work on if I don't know if you were planning to stream next week, I can work on the board next week some more, Jonathan, if you'd like.
Okay.
And y'all can join me at your discretion to watch me.
I put that on my calendar if you want me to be there.
I mean, it's at your discretion. It's a chill vibe, chill times.
No, chilled cocoa, not nearly as good as hot cocoa.
I agree. I feel like there's something about warm to hot chocolate in general, having chocolate as a warm dish, you know?
Gotta break down that graininess.
Yes. And also just the bitter flavor is it enhanced, and it's not made stronger, but it is made more pleasant by being warm, if that makes sense.
Oh, now we just have a C.
I'm testing something.
See, what are you testing?
Well, I wasn't wanting to extrude, so I wanted to see why. Okay, that did it.
That looks nice.
All right.
Gonna make it extrude like Play-Doh.
Yeah, that would be a vibe.
Click some letters. We could leave off their slogan.
No, I think you have to put it on.
Right, yeah. I'm just saying if we decide later we don't want their slogan.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like as we taste them, like we could
remove it from the
remove
board.
it for being inaccurate.
Yeah.
Wow. Harsh.
All right, then up here. Put that. Get these
So
letters.
are there any I don't know what I was gonna say, never mind. I'm just gonna say something that my brain just did
Yeah.
my brain just did like a dial-up signal is what it did.
I'm really excited about these tiny little cocoa tins.
They are so this is so cute. This is adorable.
I feel like a collector's item we have to like hoard, and
I mean, we can print a bunch of them.
they're gonna be special, Jonathan. Quiet.
I mean, you could make them larger than the original probably was, potentially.
Can we make a giant one?
A
that's like
giant one. We could make a big one.
I mean,
a
we
super canister.
could. Oops.
Every time that happens, it's funny. Every single time.
There we go.
This is always that looks so are you gonna do it just on the one side?
I was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
think
then it looks more like the tin. Why would you?
Well, because it's a plain piece, right? Like you can put it on both sides. Shh. You could definitely. I mean, you could do it just on the one side. It's more accurate.
Hold on. All right, I'm gonna do it on this side. And then I think I do actually know of an easy way to do it on both sides. My computer will
Oh yeah,
complain,
because you've got to
but it'll
flip
get
it.
well, maybe we'll see. If I gotta flip it, I'm just not gonna do it. But if I
No.
can do what I think I might be able to do, I'll just do it that way. All right.
Oh, that looks so fancy. Oh, it had all the little shadows in there for a sec. Zesty.
Object type. Features. This feature. The axis. Nope.
The dog sound effects are just.
I apologize. I promise it won't be as much of a thing ever again. Little dog.
I
No,
don't
that's cute.
think that you should promise that at all, Al.
It's really sad. That's fair.
I mean, it's cute. I mean,
I'm glad. I'm glad that you all find it cute. I will, you know, maybe on my next stream I'll share some pictures of her in her Ahsoka costume. It's very cute.
there you go.
Aww.
It looks great. I think it's like, you know, it just like helps to have it on both sides for a playing piece, even though like obviously you wouldn't have it for.
I like that the cup on the bottom left with the steam coming off of it almost looks like a goose.
It does. I thought about that too. It has like a goose like bend to the steam.
There was some I said I was going to put on the top.
Weren't you gonna do wasn't it like just
this.
Van Houten?
Yeah, Van Houten's Coco. Like in this photo. That one's fairly easy to do. Boop. Text tool.
Yeah, because it's in like a really simple font.
Yeah. Too big. And
we talked about how we don't have a playing piece for this, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Because it's based on Game of the Goose, and it doesn't require. We don't believe that it was like came with specific pieces.
Yeah, probably people could just like pull a button out or a
sugar
coin.
cubes. That's my theory.
Sugar cubes. So I think sugar cubes is a good choice. I think buttons. Buttons are classic. My grandmother always used to use buttons for game pieces when she bought. She would always buy like used games. She didn't believe in buying new things. So she'd buy used games with pieces missing. And like it would just like the game containers would always be filled with buttons.
And then you can play button, who's got the button? 'Cause you have
You
lots of
could.
them.
You had lots of buttons in every single game.
Yeah, I didn't know Van Houten's used Arial font, but apparently that's a pretty close match.
I think. Are you gonna do it all in caps or
Is it in caps?
it's all in caps,
It
isn't
is
it?
in. Yeah, it is. All right. Yeah, you're right. Let's do it
I
all in
try.
caps.
I'll try to be accurate.
No, that's fair. I just don't pay attention to that because
It's okay.
why are people screaming at me? You know?
Probably because like those tin pressings didn't come in lowercase.
Yeah, that
Well,
would have been
thanks.
extra work.
Extra. Why would you have lowercase versions? That's like too much. Yeah, that looks pretty close.
Yeah. Looks pretty good to me. Boop.
You did it.
We'll set that. Well, we gotta extrude it, but
Do you have a printer in your office, don't you? Or are you gonna do it
nah,
right
not
like right
anymore.
now?
I don't have one
Oh,
anymore.
sad.
Yeah. Wait, 1 millimeter is too much. Also, that's not. That's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Extrude. What did we do? We did like 0.2, I think. That's pretty good.
Ooh, yeah.
I like it. I like it. Shh. We did the thing. It's done.
Yeah.
By we, I mean Jonathan did the thing.
Hmm.
I mean, I had good conversation to keep me company.
That's
Colorful
good.
commentary.
Color commentary about Nixon Goose Game.
Yep. So here's
No,
a.
we can't find that one. I'm
I
very
know. I
disappointed.
tried to look it up, and I couldn't see anything.
So here's a, I guess, like a learning moment. If you are into 3D printing and you're making your own models, please always export as a 3MF file and not an SDL. 3MF files are designed specifically for 3D printing. STL files were not designed that way. They're binary files. They're not human readable, and they do not, most importantly, carry units in the file. So as someone who helps oversee the operation of a makerspace, and we get a lot of people bringing in their files, STL files will not understand whether you are working with millimeters or inches, and it really messes up your sizing when you bring the file into us. So if you put it in 3MF, though, it will come in and know how big it should be,
Mhm.
regardless of what you made it under. Because like all of our 3D printers run on metric system. That's just basically standard. But not everybody models in metric.
Hashtag the more you know.
The more you
The
know.
more you know.
All right, we'll save that. Save the file. Coco Tin. I didn't save during that whole thing. That's bad.
Oh my
Whoa.
god! You don't. Are you serious?
It does an automatic save. But
That could have been real interesting
Oh,
when we had to redo this entire stream.
I just had a heart attack. Like I.
live dangerously,
Wow.
you know. Just never save anything. But yeah, we got us a little tin here.
Aw.
If I open it up, I can
Great.
Did I put Prusa slicer on here? Open up in the slicing software if I have it, but maybe it's not installed on here. So I don't have a printer in my office anymore. But yeah,
Sad.
we've got a little piece here. We might want to scale it up and down eventually, but right now it's 15 millimeters tall or something like that. It's a pretty good size, I'd say, for a yeah. So 25 millimeters is about an inch, 25.4.
Okay.
I was always told that, which this is one of those things that assumes people have similar like body structures, but that the distance from here to here is about an inch
Mhm.
on your finger. So, you know, not quite as tall as that.
Yeah.
Seems about right for a board game. We can always scale it up if we need to, but
Yeah, I was
we're
gonna
down.
say you might want to take it up to an inch.
It
but
is a pretty big board game because it's that
that board is huge,
folded big old.
right?
Yeah, I mean we can scale it if we need to.
I think it was like
Although we don't, like
if it was more standard size, if we chose to make the board more like small, then I could see it. But yeah, and maybe we will. Maybe we'll make the board a little smaller.
And maybe we'll just print a really big one.
Yeah.
Just for funsies.
a giant one.
A giant one.
But no,
This
I'll
is a
take-
it'll just be
because
it'll
as we're
just be a
seeing
prop for the
giant,
stream.
like giant will be like just probably like normal size, right? Like
yeah, I mean, we
Just
could
an
print one
actual
that's the
cocoa
size
ball.
of an actual, like tin of cocoa. That'd be kind of funny. I don't actually know how big these tins are in real life.
let me see. There's a dimensions, I'm sure, on this. This is the original Coco in vintage tin. This is a 500. Is there a smaller one? Let's see. That's 500 grams. This is 250 grams. The 500 gram scale looks more like ours, though. Let me look at that 500 gram one. We're not going to be sad. We're just not going to. We're just
Don't
never
tell-
going to be sad.
Don't tell me how to do it.
Yeah. So the product, it looks like it's about 3.8 inches in diameter and 5.8 inches in height.
Okay, I mean that's a pretty big tin.
Yeah, like about
Yeah.
4 inches.
But think how
each.
long it's gonna last you because it goes further.
That's
It
true.
goes further.
It goes further. I mean, that's you buy one and it's a lifetime supply.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe not. Depends on how much
So-
cocoa you drink.
So they're a fancy
mean-
new can here, apparently. Look at that.
You're soluble.
It's good that it's still soluble after all these years.
That first image is the one I was looking at. The very first
This
in
one?
your search results.
This Amazon one.
Yeah,
right here?
that's one that I was
Mhm.
looking at. That's the size described.
Let's see. Well, no, one step closer. We can get these 3D printed over in the project or prototype studio,
Yay!
Virginia Tech's campus. I'll probably have these printed in resin for the board game, just because resin prints come out nicer.
Mhm.
Especially
many-
with the level of detail.
Yeah, definitely. An FDM printer would have trouble capturing that embossing. But we'll get that printed and we'll paint
Yeah.
them probably, I guess.
Did we figure out what the?
So wait,
I-
hold on. Can I ask a question? Actually, it doesn't work as well if you. So this is extruding out. It's not like going. It's not in, right?
Yeah, it's extruding out. It's
Okay.
it's an embossing, not a debossing.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, because
Debo-
obviously,
debossing's just really awkward. You're like, you're not my
well,
boss.
it doesn't print as well, correct?
Which one?
It doesn't debossing.
Okay, Alice, I'm trying to make jokes here. Stop being serious.
Sorry.
Actually,
Sorry.
debossing would probably print better than embossing, because embossing, I mean, technically, like, there's no supports underneath of that, but we're doing a resin print, so I'm not really worried about it. If you were
Oh.
printing this on like an FDM printer, like this is unsupported underneath of here.
Yeah. I
But
was just gonna say, like, if you do it in, then it's easier to paint too. Like, you fill it with paint, and then you can like wipe it off, like as if you were painting dice.
yeah, but then it's kind of less cool.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just paint on top of the embossing too. But yeah,
We'll play with it. We'll
play
see how
it.
the painting goes.
Right, that's part of the fun.
And
It is.
apparently, it's like any number of people can play this game. It's like 2 or more.
Yeah,
Have
it's
at it.
literally like 2 to 26, I think, is listed somewhere.
Oh, another rule set I just looked at didn't even have an upper limit. It was just like,
Yeah.
have at it. Anybody, any number of players.
I mean, you are just rolling a dice over and over, so
Well, I mean, things can happen. We got some special squares we're gonna have to figure out.
Kira, do
Can
you
you get a
want some
mud
of
pit
these
ready?
little tokens for the actual board?
Yeah, of course I do.
Yeah, we'll just tell them to print, like, just print 50 of them, It's it's 2 to 25 players, and we need 2 sets.
I don't think I need that many. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay.
We can
okay.
give
Just a
out some
couple.
when we do the thing. We can have a little giveaway. Get yourself a little
Yeah. might be
branded.
I could add them to my food related swag. I now have some
You never know.
buttons.
Maybe Van Houten will come and be like, "We'll sponsor this stream."
They won't.
No,
That's why I asked if they were still in business, because I assumed they weren't.
they actually are. Yes.
They are, but I don't think I do worry that they probably do not know about this game, even the current folks there.
Yeah, probably not. But
Do they have a
we might-
Twitter? Can we tag them on Twitter? Is that a thing we can do?
I can't do that.
I know. I meant
I can't do that either.
I love the thing. The attitude.
I mean, that's a question for someone who's involved
That
with social
sounds-
media. We could potentially, if we printed them fast enough, give some out at like game night.
Yeah.
First 10 people through the door get a 3D modeled Coco
Yeah.
10.
I mean, like I said, I'll add. I got
little-
I got some swag for the upcoming food open house. So
Yeah,
we
I
can
mean,
get
that-
more. We can
that
have
one-
little tiny Coco
that
tins.
makes more sense for that thing.
That does. And I think it makes more sense there, actually. That's probably, and it gives us a little bit of a turnaround time.
Isn't that food thing like on game night?
No, it's the
No,
week
it's the
after.
10th.
Because I would
Oh,
be in
okay.
real trouble if it was on game night.
I did think that was
Oh.
odd, but
John's like, how is she going to be in so many places at once?
I was a little confused about that. But I was gonna be like, I don't know.
Time
it's
travel.
That's Kira's business, I guess.
No.
Kira and time travel.
The food open house will be the following week.
Yeah.
Exciting.
I've only done the baseline work for my game. I really need to. I mean, there's
Yeah,
not much you do in a game of Dread. Mostly, you just put people in difficult situations
Put
and make
people
them
in
play
danger.
and make them play Jenga.
I mean,
Uh,
I have a description that I wrote for my honey heist, but we all
It's
know
so
I'm
good.
terrible.
It's
I'm
such a good
terrible with.
description.
Well, that's public. I can share that. We could read that out, but
Oh, do you want me to? Let me go.
I can read it out. But
You
I gotta look
should.
for the final one. But more importantly, we all know that Kira is terrible with names, so I have to. The main thing I have to do is come up with a list of punny related
Okay,
names.
You're not bad at names. I think you're good at names.
But not on the fly. That's why I have like
You prep them. You do prep them. But
secret lists.
you prep great pun names, especially honey related pun names.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm trying.
I can also read my description.
Yeah, let's read some descriptions, some game night descriptions.
In this game of Dread, you and the other players will take on the role of teenagers with a part-time gig at a secluded island resort, helping take care of the place over winter break. But a terrible snowstorm has cut the island off from the mainland and knocked out the power. The real danger, though, is what arrives along with the storm. Dread is the horror role-playing game that uses Jenga instead of dice. Pull from the tower and you succeed. Refuse to pull and you fail. The choice is yours, but if the tower falls, your character dies. That last bit is from the official Dread
Yeah.
game description.
So, Honey Heist, for those of you who may be watching us and aren't familiar, is a one-shot RPG where you are criminal bears and honey badgers stealing honey. So, my Honey Heist this year has a subtitle, which is the first time I've done that.
We love
It's
it. We
called-
love to
it's
see it.
called Honey Heist: A Bite at the Museum. I'm real excited about that.
So good. So good.
Alice is already laughing because she has read this description.
I have.
She was one of my first sneak peek people to read it. So famous artist Roberto Paddington has an opening at the Hive Mind Gallery. Rumor has it he's unveiling a new sculpture, and while not much is known about it, the gallery owner, Polynation, has been hinting that this is his best work yet. Word in the woods is that this isn't your average sculpture. Its theme is honey, and there could be a touch of magic involved. To sweeten the pot, the hors d'oeuvre menu is honey-based, and your clan of criminal bears is more than motivated to stage a heist. The payoff could be your weight in that sticky sweet gold. You can pull it off in time.
I
Oh
love
my
that.
god.
I love that the night's gonna go from like playing this punny bear heist game to like everybody's character dying in a game of Jenga. Like that's the vibe of the night for the tabletop RPG players.
Hell yeah. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some character creation because that's what we do is the first part of Honey Heist. It's gonna be a short heist. Not too many hurdles, I don't think, because we don't have a whole lot of time. But
Oh yeah. How long do we have? I should maybe make a note of that.
you have 2 hours. I'm trying to shoot for an hour and 45 because I'm before you, and we want to leave some transition time.
Okay.
So I think you have 2 hours, give or take.
Yeah.
I really love this impromptu planning moment here.
Mhm.
It's good to know. It's good to know, you know?
Well, we're like back to back in the TTRPG slot, so I don't want to bite into dread time.
Yeah. Um I'll probably bring in like a little thing for people to pick up if they sign up for the game for them to fill out for their character. Because in Dread you fill out like basically like a really short survey about your character. That's
Yeah, it's like a little personality quiz almost.
yeah, basically. It's like what one thing do you always have on you? And it's like questions like that. But I
Yeah.
mean you get to point to that and say, hey, I would have, X on me because on my character
I
sheet it
always
says
do.
I always have X on me.
I always
Mhm.
have a baseball bat.
Right. Because I'm the baseball star.
Yeah.
Which is probably another question. I don't know. I'm supposed to make up the questions. They give you the book has a bunch of recommendations for like standard ones, but I
I'm gonna
always
hope
take a few of the standard and customize the rest.
Hey, that was the right command. While we were
yeah.
talking about this, I figured I'd also mention we are working on aside from game night, we're working on bringing back roll of play, and we got some games available, and I think
We
more
do.
games that some of us are working on developing.
Yep.
So
So
if you're interested in that,
if you're interested, you can sign up and then we'll find times to stream them. It'll be great. And I have one full game that I think folks want to do, and I have to just get them to all agree to a time, which will happen at some time.
it will happen at some time.
You know, just like planning for real D&D sessions, scheduling is always the ultimate enemy.
So is the game that y'all are working on, Alice, a D&D game?
Yes, it is. Oh, yes. It is a D&D game with the people who did the Rosaka one shot. And I believe Elizabeth has one that is also D&D and also a one shot, and I'm not sure the story it's based off of, but that's level 5 characters. And Chris has one that's level 9 characters, and I believe that's based off of Wagner. And so
we've got some other stuff that is not D&D based.
Yes,
that
a lot of
looking
things
for
are
players
not.
for. I think we're trying out some new systems, right?
Yeah, and they're much more beginner friendly. So if you are new to tabletop role playing games, they are great for new players to try out new systems or try out a system for the first time. Like these will be much easier to get into.
Yeah, I've got a couple powered by the apocalypse longer form games that I added to that list.
Mm.
We are
Like
excited to see it.
I
The
think I
Dark
have two.
Tower.
Nice.
Yes.
And
It will come.
Nausicaa.
What was
Yay.
is someone doing any Jane Austen, and are they using Good
Ooh.
Society?
I mean, I haven't run a Jane Austen yet. Because I had some other things. I was seriously considering that Lord Byron one shot.
American lit is the superior literature.
What, Jonathan? I didn't hear that.
I didn't say anything. Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say anything.
What happened? What's Jonathan complaining
Jonathan's-
about?
He's provoking me on
Yeah.
screen as usual.
Is it the British versus American literature thing again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I would like to run a Jane Austen game eventually, but I was probably going to run it against. I don't know what I was going to run it against. There'd be a lot of options.
Yeah, there's a couple of different things. Good Society. I know that there's a region that's specifically a collaborative Regency RPG. It's listed as being capturing the heart of Jane Austen's work.
Or I could run an Adventure Skeletons against Pride and Prejudice and zombies.
I love that idea. 10 out of 10 idea right there.
Except I already put a zombie game in. I don't want to run too many zombie games.
You know.
I mean, zombies are popular. I don't know.
I know.
Who doesn't love a good
I could
zombie
special,
night?
like Kayla says I should special. I could
You could
specialize
take
in zombie games.
yeah, you could take a couple levels in zombie.
Okay. Couple levels of necromancy.
Right, yeah. I think you can get a tuition waiver here at Tech for that.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it would be interesting to do a Pride and Prejudice because I've got a World War Z, or sorry, a Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse game that I've put in already, which is going to be a Dadlands. But I
That's
really
so
do
good.
want to run. I really do want to run Adventure Skeletons, and it might be fun to run a zombie honey heist.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Undead honey
post-
badger.
Just looking for brains.
Yeah, honey brains.
See, I'm not like a Jane Austen person, but I do remember there being a lot of folks at the library interested
Mhm.
in a Jane Austen game.
There was also
Um,
Anne of Green Gables was a frequent request, I think, as well,
Oh,
which I have never read.
I have also never read.
we didn't have interesting. I have read at least several of those books, but it's been a very long time.
Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of cocoa.
Not your cup of cocoa.
No.
Because it's not the best and it doesn't go the farthest.
Right. For that I'll turn to some American lit.
Oh my god.
Wow. Wow.
Now, if you're looking for the literature that goes the furthest or farthest, it's probably like Stephen King, because all his books are 1,000 pages or more.
I was gonna say, what do we mean by literature going the furthest? A number of pages unfolding,
Like James Joyce or
stretching
something.
out page to
Yeah.
page.
I don't know. You could define that in a lot of ways. You could say like which one has the most lasting impression, in which case would probably be Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
Which ones are just the longest? Like,
I am trying to run a Shakespeare game. So
ooh, which one?
Midsummer Night's Dream.
A
Oh, yeah.
classic.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's such
I
a good
wanna-
one.
So what I'm
for this.
well, it's gonna be weird because I'm taking a serious TTRPG and running a Shakespearean comedy against it. So it's definitely gonna go off the rails, which is fully my intention.
We always love to see that.
I mean, A Midsummer Night Dream is a really good work from Shakespeare for this sort of.
Absolutely.
Especially for the
Reimagined.
game that I'm gonna run it on, because of course if you've watched role play before, you watched Jonathan and Alice and I play The Quiet Year.
Mm.
And we're gonna run The Deep Forest, which is the sequel, which is the monsters in the forest after the humans are gone. And we're gonna run that against Midsummer Night's Dream
I love that.
once those pesky humans get out of the way.
Is it going to reference
do.
our previous game?
Well, I don't know
Kaiju
how
Emerson.
we played that. We used Walden, right?
Yeah.
It was Walden. So
Walden.
it's a little bit of a different forest.
Yeah, it might be a
Alright.
little hard to do.
That's fine.
God, I love the
Ignore-
Walden version.
ignore-
Maybe
Or
they can
Such a
get
good
they'll
time.
get a glimpse into an alternate reality where Alice, do you still have the map? Who has the
I'm
map?
not sure. I may have thrown it away.
What?
Wow.
I'm hurt.
I still
I'm
have the map
crushed.
somewhere that we made for my Old Gods of Appalachia game. I think it fell off my table.
Yeah, but you also need that because you haven't run the game
Yeah, I
yet.
do. Yeah, I haven't scanned it in either. Hope nothing happened to it.
Well, there should be a picture from stream basically, so
Sure.
can recreate it from that.
I was also gonna make I was gonna like go in Inkscape and actually like make a proper map from it. If I recall correctly, that was a stream I was gonna do. It never got around to as the semester started and all of my time slowly vanished.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. What a sage once said.
Yeah. True philosophers of our era.
Right. I'm gonna end the stream now.
I mean, we could
I mean, you
end.
can.
We have
We
just
could
been
that way.
rambling about
Yeah.
Role play stuff.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
think
that's not rambling though. That's us talking about stuff we're gonna do on the stream in the future. That's probably
Yeah,
like
and also mostly related to gaming. So relevant to our all aboard fandom.
Come to game night.
Come to
Yes,
game
thank
night,
you, Taylor.
yes.
Reminder: game night this
this Thursday.
Thursday night at 5:30. 5. Well, sign up for RPGs starts at 5. You basically open things like board games in the craft room also start at 5. The first TTRPG and the first that starts at 5:30, and that will be Honey Heist. And also that is when the gaming
Expo. We'll call it a gaming expo. Resource.
that will be
Resource
from
fair.
5 to 7:30.
5:30 to 7.
5:30, 7:30, and then Jonathan's going to run the Dread game at 7:30, and Alice and I will be talking about how to run your own one shot and what to do or not do. Do as we say, not as we do, kind of thing.
Absolutely, 10 out of 10.
At 7:30 as well,
Yep.
or thereabouts, depending on when Honey Heist wraps up.
I mean that sounds like a good way to like end the stream.
That's
like
what I was trying to
That sounds
do.
good. Yeah, you did it.
But then you kept rolling the canister around, and I was watching that.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
distracted as well.
hypnotized a little bit. Yeah. that
So
sounds great.
maybe we're streaming this next week. Somebody said maybe.
I'll do a stream. I'll do a
Okay.
stream.
Okay. I think there's some reason why I can't stream next week, but I don't know. We'll see.
I can probably
I can
drop
pop
in
in
and
if you want to.
hang out with Alice. Yeah.
Last time I did it by myself and it was fun. It's a
It
good
was so
time.
much more fun than having
That's
Jonathan
not
here
true.
bothering me.
That is absolutely not what I mean. That is absolutely not what I mean.
But see, I said I was gonna come, and then I
It's the
didn't.
sad
So
part.
I'm.
I was like, Kira will be here any moment now. And then no, I was like, I don't know if Kira's gonna be here because I did ask you last minute, so it was kind of a last minute thing, you know?
Sure. All right. Well, thanks for stopping by, fans
Bye,
of
everyone. Thank you.
fans
Happy
of the stream.
Fans of the show.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week.
See ya. Bye.